Neil Warnock has just said a short time ago that Liverpool are virtually impossible to beat.
I'm really looking forward to meet him. I heard a lot about him, and he's obviously vocal-wise very talented, it will be a big pleasure to meet him. Not sure during the 90 minutes, but before and after, I'm sure. So it would be so cool if that's the truth, but it's not. Yes, and they will try everything. He's one of the most experienced managers in the world of football, and so successful in the past. It's unbelievable what he did. I think since I'm in, my respect for the Championship grows every day pretty much. It's such a difficult league, and it looks like he could do in that league what he wants. At the end, he got promoted. So that's an unbelievable achievement. So we are aware of the quality of Cardiff. It's important, or it's a challenge, like it always is after international game, to immediately adapt to the new situation. But Cardiff and Neil Warnock is famous for the way he plays, and so the boys, especially English boys, of course, but they knew it already. Then Marko Grujic played there last year, was then in the preseason here, so told us a bit about him and the way they play. So that's all clear, and makes it still so difficult. Yes, of course, now last week gave them for sure a big boost, 100%. Before that, they were not bad. All the games they lost then were pretty tight and close, so they could have got different results. So yeah, they deserve all our respect, and they will get it.
So, and you mentioned in your first answer about the importance of set pieces. Liverpool have scored more from set pieces and more from corners than anybody else in the Premier League so far this season, which is much better than we were at the same point last season as well. So, in fact, all season probably. So, what has been the difference? Why do you think it has changed, and what have you done that has made that change?
A lot. We did a lot on set pieces. Actually, it's quite difficult to talk about set pieces because if you don't want to talk about it, you only the routines. There are different runs, different things. We have, meanwhile, we did in the preseason already. It was clear at the start of the preseason that we want to focus on it because it was not a proper strength of us, and that's what we try to do, and what we do actually week in and week out. Doesn't work out all the time. That's how it is, but it's a different. I would say it's a different approach. But we've chosen. We have different runs, never the same routine, so it's always something different, and that's it. Actually, we put more focus on it. That's all. It's always, it sounds so easy but we really cut off a very important training time then for set pieces, and set pieces training in England is quite difficult because it's not very lively. And I come back. I didn't speak for a while about the weather because it was so good. But in a rather cold, in Germany it's similar. In Spain you could work 5 hours a week on set pieces. That's not a problem because of the weather. In England and Germany it's quite difficult because when it's cold you can't stand around because it's not really lively. You go there, you run there, you block here, and at the end everybody's. It's so cold, and that's it. But we did a lot, and it's good to see that it worked out somehow.
Just in terms of injuries, Naby and Jurgen seem the most to. Is it still the same?
Will not work out for tomorrow, for sure not. Both in a good way, but will not be ready for that. I think that's it pretty much. The rest should be, apart from Ox and Rian, should be available.
Thank you.
Welcome.
What qualities do you like about Neil Warnock? Because he himself says he's not everyone's cup of tea.
Probably I like that. I could say it's the same for me. So it looks like a character. It's just a very, very emotional and lively person. And I saw the final. I watched a lot in the final period of the championship last year, and it was impressive how they did it, how they showed up. And it's not that Cardiff, to be honest, was the best team in the championship last year. So, but they were the whole year in the top 3, and they deserved it at the end. And Fulham, maybe people would have thought will deserve it more to go through without playing the playoffs. But it was really impressive what they did, and so on. He looks like a very demanding manager as well. So you can see his team playing like he wants them to play, and that gets always my respect, because that's not too easy in that job. And that's what I said. And on the other hand side, I think from all the big English still active managers, he's the last one I have to meet. So, and I'm looking forward to it.
Jurgen, not spoken Alvin at all so far this season. He's been back on the bench for the last couple of games. How close is he to contention?
There was a good example for players who are not too much involved in the last couple of weeks. So because he's doing outstanding, so it's just like it is. Dom Solanke is in a good moment. Nobody can see it because he's not playing. So that's a problem. Like Kleiny, like Alberto Moreno, like all these guys. You can only play really good football when you train well, and you only can train well if the training group is really strong. They are really strong. That's how it is. And so we have to try at least sometimes. Oh, Joel Matip, I forgot Joel Matip. So he would play in 97% of each Premier League and Bundesliga club. I'm 100% sure. And was not in the squad last game. So, and he's in outstanding shape. So that makes life, on the one hand side, for a manager comfortable. On the other hand side, quite difficult, because we need these players 100%. And for the last 2 games, it was clear that that they've deserved it to be involved. At the end, the game was not like this, that we had to use him. But if the boys continue like they trained in the last few weeks and months, then they will have their moments 100%.
Carl Markham-less, so I think it's Phil at the back of the...
Given how Fino did when he came in midweek and changed the formation, how well that went, can we expect that again? Henson and Cage obviously still out. So.
Actually, I don't know what you can expect. I don't want to tell you what you should expect. But it was good. It was good. It looked good. To be honest, it was a game where I thought it makes sense to do it like this. It was not because of injuries. We could have lined up differently, how we probably know. And but it was how I thought before the game. That's the right thing to do, to have these players in these positions. And it's for sure. It was for sure not the last time that we used it in this way. But now we have to see. I heard about that. People were quite excited about the performance of Fabinho, especially. I can imagine that it was really good. It was really good, but he's still a young fella, and he still has to and can improve. And but I don't want to make the performance smaller than it was. It was really good, and I liked it a lot, and I was happy for him, because I said it's no problem that he's not already there before the game. But I can imagine, I know for a player it's different. So of course, how life is, you wanna be involved immediately. But I thought it makes sense to wait until it's the right moment, and that was the right moment. We hit it obviously, and that's good. And now we can carry on that path.
David?
You sort of broke the tradition in terms of naming the captain and midweek, because usually when James Miller and Jordan Henderson don't play, pick the next longest serving player. This time obviously you went for Virgil. But does that say a lot about what sort of character he is?
No, it probably says a lot about it, but it was not my decision. We had, I decided Hendo and Millie will stay. That is the 100% logical thing to do, and would have been as well like that if he would have voted. And then I said, but the next 2, the players can vote for, and it was. And now we have, how we say in Germany, the salad, because now 2 Dutch guys are in the row. So the team decided number 3 for Virgil and number 4 for Gini Wijnaldum. Somebody would have told me that will happen in my life. As a German, 2 Dutch guys, it's such an important role. No, that's a player's decision.
Interesting. Glenn, anything from you? No? And
guys. See you in a room. Thank you very much.